Good morning, grade 6. Today we're going to be talking about inverse operations and how we can solve for a variable that we don't know. In this case, this first one is n. So 24 plus n equals 28. Well, the great thing about math and using algebra is that we can really do some cool stuff to always figure out what an answer is. And one thing we can do is use the inverse operation. So we know that multiplication and or addition and subtraction are the inverse operations of each other. So if I want to figure out what n is, I can do the opposite to the other number, and then I will be able to solve for n. So my goal is to have something that says n equals. But right now I've got a problem. I've got this 24 plus n. Well, positive 24, I need to get rid of that. I need to get that positive 24 on the other side. But if I move something to the other side, it has to become a negative. So instead of being positive 24, it's going to be minus 4. So an n equals, and let's change colors, 28, and no longer positive, but minus 24. Okay, so n equals 28 minus 24 is 4. Let's fill it in and see if that works. 24 plus 4 equals 28. Holy cow, it works! Let's try another one. Alright, let's try one that's a little bit trickier. We're going to start with subtraction. And when we're doing subtractions and we're trying to find the missing variable or guess and check for the variable, we need to really think about positive and negative and where we're moving things. So what I want us to do is, first thing, we see we've got right here, we've got negative n. And I want to have a positive n. I don't want my answer to be negative. I want it to be a positive number so I know exactly what n is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my 397 equals 225, and I'm going to take this minus n and move it to the other side, which if it's minus on the left side, now we're going to move it over. Now it's going to be plus n. That's step 1, right? I've got 397 equals 225 plus n. This is great because now I just want to have equals n. So I'm going to take this positive 225, and you guessed it, move it over so it's no longer plus 225, it's 397 minus 225 is going to equal n. So let's see what that is. 397 minus 225 is, make it a little smaller, 172. So we're saying 172 equals n. Well, let's see if that works. Let me give myself a little bit of room over here. And let's try it out. 397 minus 172 equals, 7 minus 2 is 5, is 2, is 225. Holy cow, it worked again. This works for, this is how we use inverse operations for addition and subtraction. So give yourself a few. You can put any numbers there. I'll put some on the next slide and you can practice these 3. On a separate piece of paper, try out these 3 questions. 358 plus n equals 562. So think about what we're going to do with this positive number. Where is it going to go? And if it's positive here, what are we going to do with it on that side? Then move on to this one. 971 plus n, which we need to figure out, equals 3,457. Again, same thing. If we have a positive number on this side, where is it going to go? And the last one should be helpful to work with subtraction. So if you look at n minus 60 equals 225, if I move over negative 60 and move it to the other side, what happens to it? And what does my number become? Try this on a piece of paper and see how you do.